The following is a production of Boiling Springs, Upstate Prepcast.
Welcome into Real Talk with Coach Matt Real. Tom Dixon along with Ken Walters, and behind the scenes, Todd Waddell. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Coach, kind of a disappointing outcome the other night. Guys played hard, had a few things didn't go our way that we could talk about a little bit, but, you know, once again, we had a close game that just didn't go our way.
No, and, you know, there's some very questionable things that happen, but there's also, you know, situations that we needed to handle better later in that game that we could have, you know, cemented the game, put it out of reach. We just didn't do that. And then, you know, we had opportunities to get stops, and we didn't do that either. So, you know, I told our kids, I told, you know, the people that I've spoken to since then, like I'm not the guy that's going to look at calls that were made and situations that happened and blame that. We're always going to look internally, and we're going to find the things we didn't do great or do well enough to win that game, and that's what we're going to get better at. But there were some questionable things that happened in some really tough spots, and honestly, we've addressed it. The high school leagues addressed it with us, and you know, they were very good about getting back in contact with me and handling it on their end, and we're all moving forward.
And the high school league told you that you were right. I mean, I'll say it. By the way, for everybody tuning in and listening, you hear the Halloween music. The fall festival's going on here at the school. They're piping the music through the speakers, and you just have to kind of deal with it, get festive with us, I guess. But, you know, a couple of calls we talked about, we had a blocked extra point that they then called us for roughing the kicker, and I questioned it on the air. You wanted clarification, and you got clarification. Once we tip the ball, you can't rough the kicker.
Yeah.
But they called roughing the kicker, which gave them the chance to kick another extra point. They made that one, and that 1 point was the difference in them losing or us going to overtime, because we, you know, tied up at the end of the game. And then the other call that we were, you know, concerned about on the air was the roughing the passer called, you know, when Emory Logan threw the ball, got roughed, and then the ball ended up getting tipped and then intercepted. Our question was, you can't have roughing the passer and then a change of possession. And I guess the referee's explanation was, the interception happened before the roughing, but he's no longer the passer if the interception's already taken place. He's now a defensive player, a defender, so you can maybe unnecessary roughness, but not roughing the passer, and that was his call. You sent that into the high school league. They confirmed that you were right for questioning that, and the referee just messed up.
Essentially,
so,
yes.
I paraphrased it, but yeah, I mean.
Yep, and that's, you know, like I said, man, like there's things that happen.
Well, both of those,
they were, and that was my, you know, that's the thing too, is, you know, if those things happen and, you know, it doesn't happen in the context of the situation that it happened, then maybe it's not as big of a deal as what it is, but it just made it tough, you know, and that's kind of part of it. You know, I tell the kids all the time, man, sometimes you get the raw end of the deal, and you got to find ways to go above and beyond to overcome situations, and you know, that's kind of where we're at. And it's tough. You know, it's tough for the kids when those things happen. It's tough for us as coaches. But, you know, what you can't do is lose your mind and let that affect, you know, the next play and how we play. And, you know, we just didn't, you know, make enough plays that last 4 minutes, you know, to win that football game. And that's where I've got to do a better job as the head coach of making sure that we do those things. And, you know, I told the kids, I said, man, the losses, I wear them. The wins, you guys, you know, celebrate them, and that's how this ship runs, and that's the way it's going to run. It's always going to be my fault when we lose, and it's always going to be those guys' credit when they do win, you know, and that's just the way it goes. That's the way we handle things around here, and I told them I got the biggest shoulders in this group. I can handle it.
There's some pretty big guys over here. Their shoulders are pretty wide.
They are. I just say that to make myself feel good.
Well, you got to do it.
It's a good analogy. Quit screwing it up. So.
I get it.
But that's the way, you know, that's the way I think it should be. You know, we as coaches take it on the chin, and we want to make sure these guys bounce back. And by the way, we had probably the best Tuesday practice we've had, in a month or two. Energy was great. Guys were great. Execution was good. Guys were flying around. It was great. I told them, I said, it was really good today. It was good for me. Yesterday was a washout. It was 40 degrees, just pouring rain.
Football weather.
Wasn't going to be a day where we were going to get a whole lot of stuff done, honestly, other than ruining footballs. So we went to the gym, went to some more meetings, some more walkthroughs, some more just mental, getting mental things done, and then we had a great day today. So expecting them to have a great day again tomorrow and have a great week, man. They still got great opportunities to do a lot of things. Still got playoffs. There's a lot of energy and things to be excited about. So if they're not, we got to check their pulse and get them right.
Well, the thing I liked about Friday night, I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like the way it finished up. But what I did see after the game was our guys actually cared.
Yeah.
They were upset. We keep talking about this. The culture here has been changed, and I've been here since 2007. I've seen all kinds of cultural changes. Several years ago, those guys just walk off the field, get on the bus, go to the house. It's not that big a deal. These guys, it tore their heartstrings out, and because that means they left it out there on the field, and that's all you can ask out of a team.
Well, and I keep telling them, like, there's going to be good that comes out of the struggles we're having right now.
Yes.
There's going to be goals reached. There's going to be things done. They're going to succeed at something big this season because of us continuing just to show up and keep going through it and fighting through it and staying together. So that's the message they got Friday, and they've obviously bought into that because we had a great day yesterday and we had another great day today.
Like you said, they're going to learn from it too.
That's the whole key to it.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it's wasted.
Right.
But that's up. It's like up to us. And that's what I tell them. Mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. Our mentality dictates all that. So I applauded them yesterday and today for having 2 great days, bouncing back from that.
We got to have short-term memory with stuff like this because, referees and stuff, they're all going to be part of every game that you do, and there's going to be things in life that don't go your way. You just got to learn how to, compartmentalize it, put it behind you, and move on to the next level. And that's what, you saw at practice last couple of days. That's what I saw when the game was over. Their attitudes, the way they handle themselves, I saw that, and that's positive moving forward. Got a big week coming up this week. Final home game of the season, final regular season game, and we got playoffs.
Yeah, we got senior night, and that's always big to me. Guys that have been here. This is my first group I've been able to coach for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's a special group to me. A lot of guys that I have built great relationships with, family members of theirs that we built great relationships with, and really excited for them. Not just for this year, but what they're going to do in the next phase of their lives. We got some great kids, man, and they've done a great job. They've been great for us, and we want the best for them. So we're excited about celebrating those guys on Friday night as well.
All right, well, we're going to take a break here a minute and come back and meet a couple of those guys that did a great job for us on Friday night. We'll be right back.
Hey, baby! Wings Etc. now offers online ordering. Use your smartphone, tablet, or computer. Visit to-go.wingsetc.com. It's fast, it's easy, it's convenient, and you can order all your favorites exactly the way you like them. That's to-go.wingsetc.com for a direct connection to all your favorites. Wings, ribs, burgers, wraps, salads, ultimate nachos, and more. Order what you love, and it'll be ready for pickup before you even know it. Online ordering at Wings Etc. Well, click, then go.
Wings Etc. 2644 Bowling Springs Road in Bowling Springs.
Back here at Real Talk with Coach Matt Real, we got the player of the game we do each week. I say we, these two gentlemen get to choose it each week, but we have offensive and defensive player of the game. And our first guy tonight, J.C. Schultz, defense, 16 tackles the other night. You was all over the field and kind of let yourself be known. Great job. Maybe if you'll turn your mute on, you can talk a little bit better. But, again, great job. 16 tackles, like I said, all over the field. You really stepped up and, I guess kind of put the team on your shoulders and did your job.
Yes, sir.
All right, coming into the game over there, it's against Riverside on the road. What was your preparation up to the game? What was your mindset going in the game? Is it kind of like the same thing every week, or is there anything about this game that stood out to you that you want to take care of?
Just making sure the mental's there. I feel like a big portion of football is just your mentality and just fear no one,
Fear no one. I like that attitude. Fear no one. Got a big game coming up here at last home game as a senior, regular season. I'm not ruling out anything in the playoffs yet, but regular season home game, Burns Rebels coming to town, and it's senior night. anything different about that, or is it just business as usual, getting hyped up for it?
I mean, a lot of distractions. I mean, obviously senior night, last game, but I think it's still just going to be the same thing. Potentially get a home playoff game if we win this game.
Or just make a deep run on the visitor side of the field. It's
No
out there
doubt.
for you as well. You're a senior this year.
Yes, sir.
What's the future look like for you? What are your plans? Have you just trying to finish your senior year and enjoy it, or have you already kind of got an idea what you're doing next year?
I want to play lacrosse in college somewhere, and just because I enjoy it a lot. And
That's where you get to fight with sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
We called your name a bunch Friday night. How'd that feel?
felt good. I actually watched some of it.
Okay, there you go.
Not to gas myself up or anything.
Well,
No,
you
need
earned
to.
it. You're
Yeah,
supposed to, because
yeah.
I've always thought if you can't have confidence in yourself, who can? So you start there, then everybody else kind of builds on that. Well, you were named the defensive player of the game for Friday night against Riverside. Congratulations. Want to present that to you. Good job, and we're counting on you this Friday night as well as Burns Rebels come to town.
Thank you.
Next up is going to be our offensive player of the game, Hayden Allen. Hayden, I got to tell you, touchdown you had the other night, you were wide open. You had done everything you were supposed to, and you got wide open. And as the ball was in the air, my thought process, oh, God, this is the kind they drop because there's nobody near him. We've seen you make great catches with guys on you. We've seen you make good plays, but usually if you're going to see a drop in a game, the guy's wide open, and you're going to be out there all on the island by yourself. But you came through, made the catch, got in the end zone, put us on the board. Great job with that. I mean, of course, you've been doing it all season, but when that ball was coming, can you remember what you were thinking? I mean, because you had to know you was that open. Yeah, exactly. So you were thinking the same thing I was thinking. This, I've got to make this catch because I am out here by myself.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that was a great route. Of course, it was a great game. You've been doing it all year, very consistent for us. But big touchdown to get us on the board here against Riverside. And then I think on special teams, he had a couple plays on special teams as well, because they're doing onside kicks, and you were getting in on that play as well.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about going into the Riverside. And of course, the whole season building up to this, but your offensive output there.
So, these last few games have been bigger. It's fighting for a better seed and getting the home playoff game senior year really be special. So these last few games you're fighting for it. They mean a little bit more.
So he's asked you about the catch and being so open. I want to know, how did you get so open?
Busted cover too.
Okay, there you go.
You're supposed to say, I'm just faster than everybody out there. That's what happened. You set him up for the lob, and he swung.
The correct answer is Coach Turk dialed up a great play.
There you go.
Took advantage of what was there, and we executed it.
Exactly. Not they messed up. It's
But no,
busted cover.
what I remember is, he scores, and honestly, me and Coach Turk were talking, and he said, man, he could not have ran a perfect route. And a lot of what we do is timing. And he'll tell you, it's not, every route can't be I'm going 100% as fast as I can go, because then it rushes their reads and it doesn't, you want the defense to react. A lot of times what we do is get their eyes in the wrong place and then take advantage of it, which is exactly what happened. And he did a great job timing his route to where it wasn't him and the other guy at the same time. He let the other, our other guy who we wanted his eyes to get there first, took him away, and then obviously the whole shot was there. So he did a great job, not just lining up and running her out, but having the pace which we want that route to be ran, and obviously, like you said, making the play. I mean, a lot of times guys are wide open and they don't finish the play. Right. So
he finished.
He had time to think about it.
Yeah, he had plenty of time. We all did.
He had time to see that ball coming. I was like, oh my God, got to catch that ball. And you did. Did a great job catching it. You're a senior as well.
Yes, sir.
What's in your future for you? What have you got plans?
Right now, I'm committed to Belmont Abbey to play lacrosse.
Okay.
Another guy that likes to fight with sticks.
Hey, man,
I like it.
I love it. I think it's a sport that is, it really, our guys have to be athletic to play that sport. The guys' side of lacrosse is way more physical. They allow them to do way more things. If you're watching the girls play and the guys play, the rules are completely different as far as contact, honestly. So we love it. We love our guys being multi-sport guys. We love our guys, being successful. They've been very successful in lacrosse, which breeds winning. And when you have winners in your program, when things get tough, those guys rise up. They meet the occasion. So me and Coach Mills talk a lot. We share, multiple guys. Last year we had, Campbell, Lincoln, I don't know who else. Plus, these guys that now are seniors, they've won a lot of games in lacrosse. And, man, I just think the more you play, the more you work on different skills, and the more that you just win, that mentality gets bred into you, and it crosses over into the weight room. It crosses over into football, and I love it. So we love having these guys with us during football season, but then we go and support them and watch them and travel with them to watch them be successful in lacrosse as well.
Yeah. Well, good luck next year, but we got a job to do. We got a game coming up Friday night. Burns Rebels coming to town, and then we got playoffs the week after that. Don't know where we're going to be yet. Could be at home, could be on the road, but either way, we're going to be suiting it up at least 2 more times for you. So senior year, make the most of it. But I'm going to present here the offensive player of the game. Hayden did a great job. Keep making those catches and keep getting open like that, and we'll just feed you till you reach 300 pounds.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take another break, come back, talk about Burns coming to town this Friday night.
Have you been hurt by church? Have you maybe lost your faith or lost your way? We understand that at View Church because we've been there. If you're looking for an authentic place to worship with authentic people that understand brokenness, we would love for you to come and be our guest sometime. We have 2 services at 8:30 and 11, and we're located at 5555 Pierce Bridge Road in Bowling Springs. Come, find hope again.
Back here at Real Talk with Coach Matt Real. And Coach, we got a big game here Friday night, final home game of the regular season. Burns Rebels coming to town. They're coming off of a big win against Spartanburg. And they have arguably one of the most touted or best running backs, or at least he's having that good of a year in Segura. What do we do to stop him?
It's not arguably. He is. He's a very good player. He's also a great kid.
I've heard that about him.
Been around him a little bit outside of, football, and that's not always the case. I mean, there's some really good players we play against that, aren't the greatest characters. But I've heard nothing but great things about him. I've watched him. I was working duty last year, and he's a national recruit in soccer as well. He's one of the top 5 players in the country in soccer, and I'm watching him run around without pads. I'm like, good Lord, man, this kid, he's put together. So they always seem to figure it out right before they play us too. It just seems like they I don't know, but they fed him the ball a lot Friday night.
But 250 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yep, and he's a good player. And if you let him get up to speed, you let him get going. If you put him in one-on-one matchups and you don't have guys there to help, he becomes a major issue. And they did a great job. They're in a lot more 11 and 12 personnel now. So for people that don't know, 1 and 2 tight end sets. So they're really loading the box up. And really with him, you don't have to just dominate people. You just got to get on people. He's going to run through arm tackles. He's going to make, like I said, there's not going to be people that have a whole lot of success tackling him if it's just them and him in open field. That's just not going to happen. He's proven that on film. So we got to do a great job. We talked about, stopping the truck before it gets going. We can't let it get into the line of scrimmage with a full head of steam up on the second level. That's going to be an issue if that happens. I think, they got some explosive players on offense. Their tight end's back, who's a really good player. I've got to watch him quite a bit, just going through the north-south, process of evaluating guys. He does a great job. They do a great job of using him in the run game, then inserting him out into the flats or vertically down the field where your eyes get caught up on Segura or their backup running back, who's a really good player as well. And they also got Chew Harris, who track speed outside, has done a great job catching the football. So, they got weapons, man. They're their typical Burns team, very athletic, very well coached. Have an attitude about them, which is what you want, borderline
arrogant,
but and I say this all the time, man, like that's what you want in a football player. You want confident players. You want guys that think they're the very best, no matter who they line up against.
Right.
And they do a great job of coaching those guys. They do we're watching them. Obviously, I'm going back and forth between meetings on Sunday, and when we're looking at the offense, looking at the defense, and they're just always in the right place. They're playing with great technique. They're coached really well from the top down. They have a history. That music is booming right now.
It is booming.
Man, I don't know what that's all about, but
well, it's going to be Halloween, and they're just kind of getting us in the mood for Halloween. It's the Halloween broadcast.
But they, it's when you hear that name Burns, you expect good football. That's the brand that's been put in place there. And, you know, it's a great challenge for us, but, man, what a great opportunity it is. We're at home, get to play, you know, that caliber of a team. We're getting healthier, getting guys back. Our team will look a little bit different Friday night than what it's looked like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, you know, I told the guys that's a positive trend right now, just, you know, going into the last week of the season, going into the playoffs, getting everybody healthy, getting those guys back and being able to be the version of ourselves that we were at one point this year.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity, like I said, Friday night. You know, Burns Rebels, you're always wanting to beat them because they're kind of set a standard years ago here in the state. And, you know, them and the Gaffneys, the team we get to play every year, the Gaffneys and the Burns and the Spartanburgs and the Dormans, that's, you know, our region's like the SEC of high school football around here every year. So you're getting to see talent on the field. Now it's time to execute, and fortunately it's at home. A little extra advantage will help.
No, I know, and that's huge. We, you know, had them at home last year. We got them home again this year. So, you know, we just gotta execute, man. We've been talking a lot. You know, we met Sunday about a lot of things and putting guys in the right places and getting the right plays called and getting the things in line that we feel like we can take advantage of, you know, Friday night. And then it comes down to how well do you execute it, man. That's the key to this whole thing is, you know, the plan will be good as it always is. We just got to execute it.
Coach, I know you talked about the run game. We got to stop the run. They made a change last week at quarterback. They went to their backup quarterback as their starter, ended up getting hurt during the game, had to go back to their starter. Do you know anything about their health report for the quarterback this week?
No, I mean, the game plan is the same with both of those guys.
Sure. You
know what I mean? They're very similar with what we've seen. Also, we don't have a ton of film on the backup, but, you know, they're very similar. Neither one of those guys are like what we have with Emory, where he can hurt you with their legs, with their arm. He can do a lot of different stuff. They're kind of who they are, you know. So there's not like we got to prepare. You know, we're looking at Gaffney earlier this year with their 2 quarterback situation. We kind of had one plan for one quarterback and then one plan for the other guy. And then they could come out and do something completely different on Friday night, you know, make me look like a complete fool. But from what we've seen so far, it's very similar. You know, they're going to get the ball in Cigar's hands. They're going to run 3 or 4, you know, run plays where they feel really good about that. They'll do it from spread. They'll do it from some buckled down formations, and they're going to throw a ton of screens and vertical shots with those guys that are really good in space and that run really well. Right. So the whole key is going to be offensively. We got to maintain drives. We got to score points. We can't have turnovers. They're really good on their front. They're coached really well on their D-line. Got a lot of respect for Coach Adams and what he does. You know, he was with us last year, so I know the work and the quality of coaching they're getting from him. And they're also really good players. So, you know, we're going to have our hands full up front. We got to handle that. We just got to be efficient. And then defensively, man, we got to tackle. We got to tackle. And my whole thing today was we got to get the whole gang to the party. It can't be a one-guy show. We got to get D-linemen, linebackers, secondary guys. We all got to get to the football, get our hands on them, get them down on the ground, and do it as a whole team. And I think if we play like that, we play with our hair on fire, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, if we can put 4 quarters together, it seems like every game or every big game we've had this year, we've played with every team 3 quarters out of 4. We got to make sure we put all 4 quarters together and get the job done on Friday night, and then wake up Saturday and find out what the playoff looks like, because this final game of the season, you know, there's all kinds of speculation out there as where we're going to be, what we're going to do, but, you know, it could all change with a big game for us on Friday night.
Yeah, we're pretty much locked into playing Malden. From what I can see, it's just going to be whether we're here or whether we're there.
I'd love to see him again.
You know, and I told our kids, I said, you know, it's not a whole lot, which kind of isn't true because the way that our playoffs are set up, we're all kind of in the same little area. It seems like a lot of time, but we would welcome the opportunity to try to, you know, play somebody that we had lost to earlier in the year when we didn't feel like we played our best game. We didn't feel like we executed at the level we know we can. So, you know, now they won last week and they got a very winnable game this week against J.O. Man. So it could very well be us going, you know, to them no matter what. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, I'll take our group anywhere in the state. We have. I mean, we've went wherever. You look at our record or the teams we played the 4 years I've been here, whether it's regular season, whether it's playoffs. I mean, there ain't nobody played any better people than we have.
Oh, no.
So
we prepare each week because we play the best each week.
No doubt. So
even your scrimmage season, you travel.
You have to. We have to have those games because if we don't, you don't prepare yourself for what you're going to see. So, we welcome it, look forward to it, but we got a great opportunity this week to take care of before we start worrying about next week for sure.
All right, well, Coach, I know we got a big game here. Friday night, Burns Rebels coming to town. If y'all can't make it, tune in, watch the game Friday. Airtime's going to be 7 o'clock. Kickoff will be 7:30. We're going to go up against Rebels tonight, pull out a victory, and then we'll watch social media on Saturday. We'll find out where the playoff destination is, whether it's here at the Dog Pound or on the road. Like you said, probably going to be against Malden either way.
We'll carry the game either way.
We're going to carry the game either way, and we're going to be right there amongst all of it. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We'll see you Friday. Tune in.